Hello, my name is Eliza Sylvia, and I'm currently a graduate student here at the University of Guelph. I'd like to welcome you to the College of Biological Sciences Convocation ceremony this morning. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take great pride in this convocation. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are red. The University of Guelph crest, which you can see on the curtains behind me and on the front of your convocation programs, also represents our specific history. The emblems in the crest show links to the Royal City of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to the liberal arts through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and to our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum cognoscere causas, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either, happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall are also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of graduates, the students who are coming here to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university and will be carried by the beadle. In medieval times, the beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is a ceremonial officer of the Senate. Following the beadle and mace is the Chancellor and President, members of the administration and honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and Senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. The name reader will present the scholars to the president and chancellor by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be videoed, and technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The president will greet each student at center stage, and a photograph will be taken. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. There will be an opportunity for a truly thunderous applause. Once all the degrees are conferred and all the cheers are cheered, the chancellor will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all of the platform party has processed out of the hall. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for Convocation. Please share your photos, memories, and advice with graduates by joining us on social media and using the hashtag GuelphGrad. Finally, may I be the first person to congratulate the graduates on their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are here to support them today. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
As we gather today to celebrate these graduates, we pause and reflect on our place in this world. We begin by acknowledging the Attawandaron people on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph now resides. And we offer our respect to their Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Métis neighbors as we strengthen our relationships with them. On this day that marks the end of a journey, we give thanks for friends and family who have walked with us. And we are grateful for the classmates, faculty, staff, mentors, and administration who have supported and led us along the way. I invite you, each in your own way, to take a moment of silence, to recognize that for which you are grateful, or to offer a prayer. As we leave this university and embark on a new journey, may the knowledge we gleaned here be coupled with wisdom, that we might contribute to the flourishing of this world. May wonder and compassion motivate us to marvel at and investigate our changing world, and to enhance the sustainability of all things. May our world resonate with peace. Amen. I invite you to be seated.
Good morning. I am delighted to officially open this 2017 University of Guelph Convocation ceremony and welcome everyone here. President Vaccarino, members of the board, honorary fellows, faculty, staff, family, and friends of the graduates. Today, as we celebrate the achievements of our graduating class, I'd like to offer particular welcome to our convocation speaker, Jim Ballantyne, who I will introduce shortly. My name is Martha Billis, and I have the honor of serving as Chancellor here at the University of Guelph. And what an honor it is to be here today, back at my University of Guelph, my alma mater. I think back to when I was in your shoes, proud to be a Mac Institute graduate and anxious to take on the next challenge around the corner. Problem is, we do not always know what is coming or how we're going to get there. Today, I want to instill in you a belief my dean, Margaret McCready, instilled in me years ago. She was full of advice, but most often said, remember, ladies, you are Mac girls, and Mac girls can do anything. And she was right. I stand here today proudly and confidently and tell you that the education I received here gave me the wherewithal to go out and strive beyond what I thought I was capable of. Since the days of its founding colleges, the University of Guelph has been a leader in practical education focused on the whole person. The university has fostered an environment that encourages its community of students to aim higher, to make things better, to be more productive, to turn preconceived notions on their head, to make a difference, to improve life. My education opened up doors and offered windows on the world I could not have ever imagined. Half a century later, those things are still happening here at this fantastic institution. Graduates, your windows are waiting. It's your turn to make a difference and to improve life for ourselves and others. I know you can do it because you are, after all, a University of Guelph graduate, and you can do anything. Good luck to you all. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the honor and the privilege of serving as the president and vice chancellor of this great university. Graduates, this is your big day. You've worked hard, you've persevered, and you made it. Well done, well deserved. Think fast. Think fast. We've all heard that expression. You don't often hear anyone telling you to think slow. But my main message today is twofold: think fast and think slow. As a psychologist, I'm naturally inclined and interested in cognitive sciences and neuroscience, and speaking as well as a parent of university-age children, I believe that your minds are fundamentally just a little different from those of your parents' generation. We see how you absorb information and how you interact with and through information technology. Young people are very, very, very good at coping with lots of information and shifting their attention accordingly. Your brains have adapted to a very, very fast-paced world. Today, we're navigating through a river of knowledge, one that's growing larger and flowing faster all the time. New ideas are coming at us at truly an unprecedented pace. New innovations, new ways to connect the dots, new ways to understand this world. We need to process more information in the same amount of time. We need to think faster. You might call that fast thinking reactive thinking. It's what helps a driver negotiate the twists and turns of the road on a moment-to-moment basis. But of course, there's another kind of thinking. Reflective thinking or slow thinking takes a more strategic view, a broader view. Not that I'm suggesting you think more slowly in the literal sense. I'm talking about a different way of approaching problems, a different kind of thought, different from tactical or reactive. In our fast-paced world, universities are increasingly important places for both kinds of thinking. Reactive, fast thinking that addresses the now. And there is so much happening in the now. But also reflective thinking that rises above the here and now to take the long view and consider the broader context, to consider tomorrow, day after. As students at the University of Guelph, you've benefited during the past few years from an environment that has challenged your own thinking. An environment that nurtures freedom of thought, expression, inquiry. An environment that promotes and supports openness to new ideas. An environment that invites varied perspectives, different perspectives on a problem or on an opportunity. We tried to encourage you to exercise both reactive and reflective thinking. We've stressed the kind of thinking that enables you not just, of course, to provide the right answers, but importantly, to ask the right questions. We've looked to nurture thinking that is disciplined and thinking that is interdisciplinary, that draws upon diverse experience, diverse points of view. That kind of thinking, I believe, is ever more important in a world where the challenges and the opportunities we face are larger and more complex than ever. Now, big problems and big opportunities need lots of minds thinking together on solutions. Not just like minds, but unlike minds. Unlike minds, minds from varied backgrounds, from different perspectives. You know, there's a proverb that is one of my favorite proverbs, and I remember when I first heard it, I was very taken by it, and that is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. You are about to explore and discover the next phase of your lives, including, I hope, finding ways to improve life for others around you and in the wider world. So go together, think fast, and think slow. Thank you very much.
I am pleased to invite Jim Ballantyne, Professor in the Department of Integrative Biology, to now give the convocation address. Jim?
Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Dean Newman, colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands. Congratulations to the class of 2017 on the anniversary of Canada's 150th birthday. I know you all worked hard to get it, but now you must listen to me for a few minutes. I'll be uncharacteristically brief. I was asked to draw on my experiences over my career to speak to you on this special day. I've worked on the biochemistry and physiology of primitive fishes like sharks and their relatives for over 30 years. Can we learn something from these animals that is useful to us now? I'm going to stretch things a bit and try to do that. Sharks represent the oldest jawed vertebrates that exist today. They have changed very little in over 400 million years. They have survived 5 major extinction events as a group. We should be so lucky. A couple of things that they do may have contributed to this extraordinary ability to have survived for so long. One is that they may be more disease resistant than other animal groups, although this hasn't been proven, it's anecdotally out there. Diseases are more prevalent in stressed environments, and we may be able to find out things that sharks are able to do that could be of use to us now, and I'm working on some of those now. If we really stretch our imagination, we could suggest that since sharks have more and more highly developed sensory systems, 7 senses, including the ability to detect electrical fields, these provide them with the information that would be useful to survive stressful environments. It can only help when things are stressful to have lots of information. And I'd like to focus on that for a little bit. Information is important. The motto of the University of Guelph is rerum cognoscere causas, Latin translated as to learn the reasons of things. I've always liked that motto, but when I Googled it, I found out it is a fragment of a longer sentence, Felix qui potuit rerum cognoscere causas, written by the Roman poet Virgil more than 2,000 years ago. It is literally translated as fortunate are they who are able to know the causes of things. I like that even more. They are words that I have lived by. The best thing I could wish for you is that you enjoy understanding things. If you truly understand the world you live in, you cannot be manipulated by false news or demagogues. But there are other things we can learn from biology. One important thing that biology teaches us is that diversity helps populations survive when things get tough. Canada has survived for 150 years as a country. I look out at you now and see that Canada will be in good shape to deal with the future. Canada has encouraged diversity. Canada is called a tolerant society, but tolerance is not enough. Tolerance can be legislated in or out. In the past few months, we have seen how years of progress can be wiped out by the stroke of a pen. Tolerance is passive. We need to hike it up a notch. We need to be active in embracing diversity. Instead of saying we tolerate diversity, how about we like or enjoy or love diversity? If a love of diversity is embedded in our society, we will be stronger. Recently, I heard just yesterday that hate crimes are on the rise in Canada, no doubt encouraged by recent events elsewhere. There is no universe where beating up a Muslim, a black person, or a gay person, or anyone is acceptable. We need to leave behind this primitive behavior. We all need to stand up against it. We cannot be passive in the face of this threat. Your generation is sometimes called the Generation Z. That sounds ominous. Z is the last letter of the alphabet. You are hooked into technology more than any previous generation. I hope you will not become what is called the Borg generation, named after the Borg collective in the TV series Star Trek. They were connected wirelessly to a similar thinking cohort. Sound familiar? We are already seeing the dangers of this trend. If everyone thinks the same, we are in trouble. Don't let someone tell you what to think. Listen to all sides of an argument before making up your mind. Think for yourselves. Resistance is not futile. The internet is like a vast ecosystem that you can spend a lot of time exploring and get lost in. But there are real, far more complex ecosystems out there that we hardly know anything about. You need to explore them. We need to understand them better in order to deal with what changes they undergo. It is your job to protect them. Never has a generation had better resources to solve problems, but never has a generation had a greater problem to solve. We have high expectations of you. I hope we have given you some of the tools you will need to survive and thrive. Keep us in the loop. Let us know how you are doing. I originally wanted to end with the phrase, "May you live in interesting times," thinking that I had gone through a very interesting period of time over my life. But when I Googled it, I found out that this phrase is actually probably derived from a Chinese curse. We live in interesting times, but whether that becomes a curse is up to you. I would really like to end by quoting that great advocate of interspecies love, Kermit the Frog, who gave the commencement address at Southampton College in 1996. And this is a quote: "On behalf of frogs, fish, pigs, bears, and all of the other species who are lower than you on the food chain, thank you for dedicating your lives to saving our world and our home." Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Valentine. Well, now is the time we've been waiting for. Would the graduating class please rise? Madam Chancellor. I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will the members of the graduating class please be seated? So I'm sure that you will be excited to see your graduate walk across the stage and be greeted by the president. And you may want to express your emotions with some audible applause, manner, whatever. That's fine. Please go ahead and do that. But if we could ask that the general applause be held until I reach the end of each of the degree programs. My name is Jonathan Newman. I'm the Dean of the College of Biological Science, and I will be presenting the graduates. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Science Honors. Wayne Brady Allison. Jared Lewis Anstey. Melissa Marie Arksey, with distinction. Madeline Joanne Bloxam, with distinction. Colin Stephen Booth. Matthew James Boosfield. Cullum Robert Bowles. Spencer Braunberger. Ryan William Brethor. Joseph Carl Mark Brito. Stuart William Burdett. Michael Robert Cameron, with distinction. Rachel Ann Carveth. Umair Mustafa Chima. Paul Gatner Chowell. Haley Bridget Clark, with distinction. Emily Ann Clements. Cecily Dawn Costain. Chantal Devono. Sarah Ruth Dickey. Carly Marie Rosanna Dominicina, with distinction. Taylor Douglas Elliott, with distinction. Ibanez Fantessa, with distinction. Brittany Lynn Firth, with distinction. Andrew Boyce Fisher, with distinction. Evan Anderson Foucher. Nicole Mary Jean Gastel, with distinction. Kanoa Godiro. Thomas Norman Giger. Victoria Gilmore. Russell Schuyler Gitalis, with distinction. Andrew Lawrence Graham. Brandon Christopher Graham. Jessica Noel Green. Tyler Greer, with distinction. Sandy Maria Griffith. Samantha Elizabeth Guerreri. Taylor Hicks Howard. Andrea Husick. Karen Gwendolyn Hudson, with distinction. Kayla Amanda Hunt. Eric Ionico. Scott William Bernard Jansen. Anup Singh Kalan. Megan E. Katsaburis. Jessica Christine Clack, with distinction. Sarah Klimola. How do you say last? Say the last one. Siva Aswini Kumarvilu, with distinction. Paul Witkowski. Kirsten Lanigan. Benjamin John Lorimer. Miranda Delaney McCaskill, with distinction. Anand Maharaja. Gregory Mallet. Travis Jack Mazurek. Hope Elizabeth Maidema. Mafinito Mandia. Alexander James Merzinski. Saluksan Mohanraj. Hannah Ruth Neeser. Robert Benjamin Northcutt, with distinction. Jody Elizabeth Orser. Marcus Carl Ott, with distinction. Charles Anthony Paco, with distinction. Rachel Patton. Nicole Perks, with distinction. Dylan Gerard Peterman. Jessica Margot Monroe Preston, with distinction. Janessa Barbara Price. Duncan John Rasmussen. Nicole Lynn Santier. Brittany Ann Schertzer. Amy Effa Schubert, with distinction. Jackie Chen, with distinction. Manuel Sebastian. Braden Kane Seneca. Justin Shiramata. Jared David Skeet. Michelle Belmar Skulny. Simone Smith with distinction. William James Charles Sparrow. Laura Catherine Spadafora with distinction. Liam Jordan Stiles. Leah Victoria Stover. Laura Ann Templehagen with distinction. Amanda Page Tittle with distinction. Daniel Jason Tomke. Catherine T. Tran with distinction. Dasha Katrina Volchenko. Hannah Wisey with distinction. Darla Josie Irene Walsh. Danny Waterworth with distinction. Isaac Andrew Wolf. Alina Yana Sergado with distinction. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Science, General. Anojan Balandera. Karen Adele Cochran. Rachel Dufresne. Tharanian Kalaram. Seper Mosenpur. Teresa Tram Tran. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. I thought I was done. Madam Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program, but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduands not present.
Well, graduates, you did it. Congratulations. Well, let me take this opportunity now to welcome all of you to the Griffin alumni family. As you can imagine, this is a growing family. This week, more than 3,400 new graduates are joining the University of Guelph alumni. And these alumni now number more than, I have 125,000 written in my notes here, but actually it's 140,000. So there are more than 140,000 graduates around the world now. We're all very proud, as you can imagine, of your accomplishments here at the University of Guelph, and do look forward to seeing how the foundations that you have developed here as students will continue to support you in the years ahead and in your future. We want to celebrate your achievements, your successes, and do hope that you will stay in touch. And remember, you're always welcome here. Graduates, you've made, I'm sure, all sorts of memories here, including today's ceremony. And remember this as well. You're a student for a short time, but you're a Griffin forever. Congratulations. Terrific. So this concludes our formal convocation ceremony. The College Dean will host a reception for all graduates and their guests in Creelman Hall, right next door here. This is an opportunity, of course, to congratulate the graduates and also just to mingle, and we do hope that you can attend. And now the final word is from our Chancellor.
Convocation is dismissed.
Congratulations, everyone. We know you're going to go out and do amazing things. We hope you'll come back, visit often, share those adventures you're having and inspiration so that everybody can continue on this path. We're going to ask for a little bit of help. We're going to ask that when you exit, that you exit from the doors at the front here on each of my side. Students will go first and family after. Go out, enjoy lots of time with your family and friends, get tons of photos of this important day, and then please return your gowns and hoods to the tent outside. I'm going to ask the graduates just to turn it up this time. One more time. You did it. Woo! Take care.